And welcome everybody to a very special Christmas edition of the Inland Sports Show. It is Christmas Eve. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we do appreciate that. My name is Pep Fernandez. Johnny Nunez, our director behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16, holding it down again. He twisted my arm. I said, listen, let's take the week off. Let's stay at home. Let's chill out. And he said, no. The people need us right now. 2020 has been rough. Let's bring them one more show on Christmas Eve. I said, okay, done deal. I'll wear red. It'll be fantastic. We'll put some nice Christmas decorations up around the studio. So here we are. And again, it's been a crazy year, but there's been a lot of sports conversation happening the last 12 months. And as we get ready to go into 2021, still a lot more to get to. So we're talking high school football on this show. We're going to talk college football and potentially the NFL draft with Lorenzo Burns, former Linfield Christian star. He will join us at our next segment. And we have the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas High School Sports Edition, just for you guys. That's our third segment a little bit later in the show. But right now, he is our football insider. He is a guru, and he still has a ton of credibility despite the antlers. It is the great Vinny Fazio. And Vinny, can you kind of first off tell us what's going on right now? You got antlers, you got a very special mug.
Pep, I'm very much in the Christmas spirit. As you can see, I got the antlers, I have the penguin suspenders, I have my Christmas light necklace, and then I have the special limited edition Vinny Fazio Claremont College mug with my hot chocolate in it. So I'm ready to go, Pep.
Wait, so that is you on the mug? That's you?
That is me. This was the #1 seller in the bookstore back in 2001 at Claremont College.
Of course it was. I mean, like, who else would it be, right?
Of course, the bookstore has since burned down, so you can't go back and check on that. So make sure you don't go try to check.
There's no record of that. Hey, Vinny, before we really dive deep into some football here, I'm just curious, growing up in the Fazio house, let's go back maybe, 25 years or so. Was there a special Christmas gift that you got from your parents or maybe another family member or friend? Is there a Christmas gift that really just stood out to you that even as an adult, you look back, you're like, man, that was a great day. That was a special Christmas.
Shoot, man, I got a lot of stuff. I was pretty lucky. Santa always hit our house, and depending on how Fontana had done in the playoffs, he would hit it a little better. So 87 and 89 were my best years because Skip was always in a good mood. I got a lot of good stuff. I got a little go-kart car one time. I got one of those, like a stand-up thing where you could hit a baseball. It had like the baseball kind of tied to it, and you would hit it, and it could come back. And
yes,
I got a lot of good stuff. I was a lucky kid.
I think I had one of those too. It was, yeah, you're right. You hit the baseball and it comes back to you, and it sounds cool, but after you do it, after about 2 minutes, you're like, wait, hold on. This does not look like the infomercial that I saw.
Also, the thing weighed like 1,000,000 pounds. You couldn't move it anywhere. It was super inconvenient, but it was a cool present.
Well, Vinny, let's talk some football. Hey, when are we going to have high school football in this area? We're all waiting for it. We're all holding our breath right now. What's your gut say?
I wouldn't hold your breath. That's what my gut says.
Can I hold it for 8 months? I don't know.
Yeah, I would guess it's going to be August or September of 2021. I think this season's probably not going to happen. I think it just is what it is. I know there's people that are still trying to fight for it, and God bless them, and I'm rooting for them, and I hope they can make it happen. But based on what the kind of criteria is from the state has been handed down, and based on kind of where it looks like we are as a state right now, I just don't see any way that they could make that happen in enough time to have a football season, prior to, I think we'll have a 2021 season. I think in August or September we'll be able to play, but I feel bad for the 2020 kids, but I think it would be very surprising. Something very surprising would have to happen between now and then.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I'm still holding out hope, but something dramatic would happen, because not only are we in the purple tier right now, we are deep in the purple tier. And for us,
and it's just not, I don't want to be that guy, but listen, California threw the 49ers out of town. California let the Rose Bowl go to Texas. Like, this is not a priority on California's list of stuff that they're worried about right now is playing football. It just isn't. Some states it is. California, it's not. And so it is what it is. And like I said, it is a big time bummer for the coaches and players. I'm very glad that I wasn't, actively involved in coaching this year, because it would have been very frustrating for me, just like it is for them. Of course, my heart is broken for the seniors that won't get to probably play their senior year. But, I think the faster we come to terms with that it really is, I think, a situation where, and the advice I've given to my friends who are in coaching is, you need to start getting ready for 2021, August, September, try to make that as normal as you can make it. I think better things are on the way in terms of the virus part of it. I think there are better days on the way with that. It's going to take a little while to get there, but I just don't think that's going to happen fast enough for us to talk about having this season.
Yeah, I know there's, some coaches they look at that. I think it's April 17th, I want to say. I don't have it in front of me, but that drop dead date when high school football would have to conclude here. And they're thinking, well, maybe on that last day you play maybe one game, like if the public health guidelines say, hey, we're now in the red. Okay, we'll put football in the red. We'll let you get one game in for your seniors or whatever the case may be. Play like a bowl game, or you play your rival or something like that, just to have one game. But I don't know, man. I feel like that's even a long shot. Although, again, I'm saying hopeful, but I feel like that's still a long shot.
I would not expect the public health officials to do anything in terms of moving towards, okay, well, we got to get football back on the field, or we got to get athletics back, or we even have to get school back. I just haven't seen any movement like that from the public health people in 9 months. And I don't know what would change in that way in the next 3 or 4 months. Like I said, I think with the vaccines coming, hopefully the Johnson & Johnson one, which is a single shot, is coming in late January, early February, and we can get people vaccinated and get that back under control. But I don't see any way that they're going to make changes that would be enough that we could get a football season on the field, or even any football games. I just don't. I hate to be that guy, and especially in my Christmas outfit. I know I'm being the Grinch.
It's supposed to be
right now, but
an uplifting show, Vinny. Like, what's going on? It's supposed to be uplifting and positive.
I know. Well, everybody make your Christmas wishes, but like I said, I wouldn't hold my breath.
All right, so if you casually follow football in the colored tiers, again, it goes purple, that's the worst, then red, and then down to orange, which where we find football. And with that said, Vinny, let me ask you, as we transition from high school football to junior college football, I saw something recently that of the 68 football programs, junior college football programs in California, I think 17 of them have opted in to play. But again, we'd have to be in the orange to even make that happen. And I know those games, the junior college games, would start around Valentine's Day and go through April, and I guess maybe even in May if there's a playoff, some sort of a thing, but probably a long shot.
You may know more than, you probably know more than me. I don't know, do the junior colleges have to follow the same testing and those guidelines of the Pac-12 and the Mountain West? Because if they do, that's going to be cost prohibitive, in my opinion, to the junior colleges. What they had to go through to try to get the Pac-12 to play the 3 or 4 games that they played, you know, I hope, I'm crossing my fingers, I'm making my Christmas wishes, but I wouldn't plan on seeing a lot of football in the state of California outside of, you know, I guess the Rams have a couple more games and the Chargers have a couple more games, and then I think that's going to be it, Pep, until you know, August, September, and anything that we get other than that, I think would be a gigantic bonus and something to be thankful for, but certainly not something I would be counting on.
Yeah, if you look even at these major Division I programs, like let's say a Pac-12 school, or obviously the SEC or any Power 5 team, they have a lot more money, they have a lot more resources, they have a lot more reasons to make it happen because there's so much money on the line, to play these college football games. And even they struggled. I mean, I think Arizona State played, 4 games, I want to say?
Yeah, 4 games. Everybody west of the, whatever, other than BYU, and credit to BYU for getting, I think they got 11 or 12. I think they got 12 games in. I think they ended up 11-1. So credit to BYU for getting it done and getting their games in. But, I don't see California as a place that's going to even push that hard to do it, to be honest with you. I don't think it's not an ingrained part of our culture like it is in Texas and Florida and Georgia and those places that really were pot committed on being able to play football games, the South. And we're not in that boat, and right now, be honest with you, Pep, we're in the middle of it. A lot of these states kind of went through the hardest part earlier and we didn't. And we're right in the middle of it right now. And we're in flu season and there's just a lot of bad stuff going on for us with regards to the virus and all that thing. So I just I think we're in the worst possible place we could be here in California with regards to playing any kind of sports prior to the mass release of the vaccine, which, they're saying April, May, and probably by the end of May, we're talking about a little more normalcy. But anybody that expects anything before that, I think, is really hoping on something that we haven't seen any evidence of.
Yeah. I saw this come out today from the Big West Conference as we, go from football to basketball in this case, that the Big West Conference basketball tournament, which is always in Anaheim at the Honda Center, they've already moved it to Las Vegas. So I think they're looking ahead to March and thinking, listen, even by March here in California, it's going to be so restrictive. Like, we're not even going to think about even trying to make it happen at the Pond.
Why would you?
Honda Center. Yeah.
It was the same thing with the Rose Bowl, Pep. Why would they play the Rose Bowl in California? They're going to go to Jerry's World. AT&T Stadium have 20,000 fans or 16,000 fans. Why would you do that? Why would you even put yourself through it? It's not worth it. But everybody's leaving California, so why would the Rose Bowl in the Big West be any different? I mean, it's where we are right now.
Let me ask you this. We talked about high school football here. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. We've heard some private schools say, hey, if we can get some games going, we'll go out of state. Maybe it's Nevada, maybe it's Arizona. We'll go play a game in another state just so we can get some games. Now, again, these are private schools. The public schools would never make this happen. But could you see maybe a private school going out of state lines and saying, hey, we're going to go find another state, another opponent who have not had a season yet? Or maybe it's 2 California teams and they go to Arizona and they play a game just so they can get some games in.
I would be supportive of it. I would be supportive of anything that allows the kids to play. I know there's been a lot of kind of backlash against these club leagues, but if I was a senior in high school and I knew that my 2020 season wasn't going to play, my senior season wasn't going to play, and you told me I could jump into one of these clubs and play 5 or 6 or 7 football games, I'd be the first guy in. I'd be the first guy to sign up. So, I know there's been a lot of bad press for those guys, and maybe I'll take some heat for saying this, but I don't really care. The reality is the reality. If you gave me an option and said you can play some football versus you have no chance to play any football, I know what I would do.
Yeah, we're all starving for football right now, and I know at least we get to see the big time college guys on TV. But still,
I've watched more football this year than I've watched in my whole life. I couldn't give more credit to the SEC and the ACC and the Big 12 and the NFL for the remarkable job. And I've been critical of the NFL in the past, but the remarkable job those leagues have done in the Sun Belt. league, the remarkable job those leagues have done in getting a product on the field. Because of the rules and the policies, they had to sit some guys out and postpone some games and do some things, but they made it. And as far as I know, there haven't been any, and that's zero, major health, negative health effects for any of those leagues that played football. So, credit to them, respect to them, love to them. I've watched a lot of football this year. So, I'm as soon as we get off, I'm going to go finish watching this Memphis game.
Dude, Vinny, it's funny you bring that up because there's so many games I've watched this year that I probably normally would not go out and find, but because Arkansas State's playing on a Tuesday night or Western Michigan is home in Kalamazoo on a Wednesday night, I find it, I'm watching it, but I wouldn't normally find these games or seek them out. It sounds like, I know you're a football junkie, so you're probably finding games almost every single night of the week.
Well, when I've coached, in the past, when you coach, and guys that are coaching will tell you this too, sometimes you don't watch those midweek games because you're doing your own thing and you're working on your game plan, and then you get home from practice and you're like, I just need to be away from football for a few minutes. So you don't watch those Tuesday Maction games or those. But this year, when there's no football going on, I was a major consumer. I watched more football this year than I ever did in any other year in my whole life. So, like I said, Vinny, God bless.
What does your wife think about that? That's the real question.
She loves it, man. She's into it. You can't marry me. You can't marry me and not want to watch football on TV.
Vinny,
it is what it is.
We're running out of time, but let me wrap it up with this. When are we going to see you on the sidelines as a head coach? I don't want to ambush you here and put you on the spot, but hey, Luke is getting a little older. He's probably going to be, putting on a uniform at some point. Have you thought about hey, when's the old Vinny Fazio going to be pacing sidelines again?
People should give me a call. Nobody calls me, Pep. Nobody calls me, man. Call me. This year's a weird year because normally at this time there'd be 70 job postings out, but because we're kind of in this extended period of, pretending like we're going to still have a season, nobody really knows what's going on. So, yeah, I certainly am, I don't know, as a head coach, with the economic environment we're going to be in, I'm not sure that changing teaching jobs is a super good idea. But, maybe as an assistant, I'm certainly willing to jump back in. Anybody out there looking for guys, give me a call, DM me.
There he is. He is the great Vinny Fazio. He dressed up for the occasion, and we do appreciate Vinny. Listen, Merry Christmas to you and your family. This has been way too long. Let's bring you back, in the next month or so, and we'll take another look at the state of local football and see where we're at.
I'm available, Pep. I'm just watching football, man. You know what I'm doing.
You're not doing anything. I know. Vinny, you're the best. Appreciate it, brother. God bless you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. God bless you.
All right, that's the great Vinny Fazio, our local football insider. When we come back here, we will check in with Lorenzo Burns, former Linfield Christian football star, now at the University of Arizona. Is he getting ready for the NFL? We'll find out when we come back with Lorenzo Burns here on the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
everybody. I am live and amplified just outside of Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco off of Hamner. Listen, if you are still looking for that Christmas gift, there is still time. That is the good news. If you get down here by Christmas Eve, 2 p.m., you can get anything in the store 20% off. Of course, they are #1 in team sporting sales if you need those uniforms, but also just sporting gear. I saw all kinds of cleats and baseball mitts and bats and football equipment. You can get it done here at Ken's Sporting Goods. You can visit them online. That's kensportinggoods.com. But again, still time. Down here by Christmas Eve, 2 p.m. Get your great sporting gear. These guys have been doing it since 1976, so they're going to do it, and they're going to do it right. Merry Christmas from everyone at Ken's Sporting Goods. Stay safe out there, everybody. And again, 20% off everything in the store. Check it out.
What I think separates Boost from a lot of other performance gyms out there is really our attention to detail with our athletes. You know, we have small group sessions, whether it's speed or strength training, by CSCS coaches, so you're getting collegiate level coaches in a small group setting, and it really gives us an opportunity to build an intimate relationship with our athletes, really make sure they're hitting their goals. You know, I know all my athletes by name. It's a real family-like environment. We're a tight-knit gym with expert coaching, but we like it that way because we want to ensure that all of our athletes are getting better, all of our athletes are moving forward. So it's definitely not easy. We push our athletes, we have fun, but if you're the kind of athlete that likes to be pushed and you want to get better, you care about results, you got to come check us out.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to our dear friend Vinny Fazio for talking high school football, local college football, and just Christmas stuff in general. Now join us here on the show. He's one of our favorites. It's so great to have him back. It is former Linfield Christian high school football star Lorenzo Burns, currently at the University of Arizona. Lorenzo, so good to see you, man. How are you doing these days?
I'm good. How you doing, Pat?
Dude, I'm doing just fine. So before we talk football, I'm curious because obviously I know your dad really well, and I'm sure he's very, very generous. Growing up, was there something that you got for Christmas, maybe as a young boy, that you absolutely love, that even now you look back and you're like, man, that was a really cool gift? Maybe it was like a special football jersey. Maybe it was like a remote control car. Was there anything that when you look back on a Christmas morning in the Burns house, you're like, man, mom and dad did it right. This is really cool. Anything like that?
He's actually done a very good job spoiling us with gifts when we were younger. So I guess the best thing I could say was when he got my first PlayStation. I got a PlayStation 1, and that was probably like one of the best things I could hold on to for memories, because my brother and I were playing it all the time. So, I mean, he really outdid himself with that one.
Did your dad ever jump on there with you? Is he a video game guy?
I mean, he tried later on down the road when we got like the PlayStation 2 and playing Madden and things like that, and that didn't work out too well for him. So, he had to retire after that.
Well, Lorenzo, hey, listen, I know you came back this season at the University of Arizona, and college football everywhere was just so different this year. You know, games being canceled and games being added, and it wasn't a complete season, and the Pac-12 started late, like so many crazy things. But you probably, I mean, was there some good moments along the way too? Was there something that you can look back on the season and you're like, man, I'm glad I played, man. It was a good experience. I learned a lot about myself. Was there something that stood out for you?
I think, first of all, I just want to say I respect all my teammates for going out there and playing this year, because it's been, like you said, it's been crazy. It's been nothing but a chaotic year for everybody, and I'm glad everybody is pushing through this year together. But, I enjoyed this season just in the fact that I was able to play with some people that, first time stepping on the field and making an impact. It was like freshmen just coming in with their first start, some walk-ons that played this year, and I made a lot of new connections that I thought I wouldn't make with some of my teammates, and just being able to see some of the younger guys step up and play and being on the field with them, it was fun on every single game. We were out there joking, playing around with each other, just having fun out there. So, I mean, as far as that experience goes, just playing with the young guys and some guys that finally got an opportunity to play, it was very exciting.
Lorenzo, speaking of the young guys, let's go back several years when you were a freshman in Tucson with the Arizona Wildcats to where you are right now. Like, when you look back on the last several years, how maybe have you grown as a player? How are you maybe different now than when you first stepped foot on campus in Tucson?
I think one of the most important things that I've gotten better at is being mature as far as being on the field and playing calm and understanding things are going to happen to you. When you're a freshman, you first of all, you're nervous. Everybody's nervous when they step on the field, especially playing on a Power 5 conference. So having your first start maybe at USC or against certain schools, it can be kind of jaw-dropping and have like a starstruck moment. So I know specifically when I played against SC my freshman year, I saw a lot of stars. So just being able to calm down on the field and just taking it like it's just another day, another game, and understanding that somebody might make a play on me or might not make a certain play, and just being able to forget about it and learn from it. And that's one of the biggest things I can say that's helped me out throughout my 5 years there.
And Lorenzo, there's been quite a few Inland Empire guys come through that program. I know, obviously, J.J. Taylor from last year's team, and Jackson Turner, Keon Bards. I could keep going on and on, but is it cool? Like, is that a little slice of home when you have guys that you're familiar with, from the IE, and you get over to Arizona, and you're like, man, those are my homies. Like, I know some of these guys, or I played against them, or we work out together. Is that kind of nice?
Right, it's real cool because we can talk about the same things as far as growing up in some of the same area. There's a lot of talent that comes from the IE. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but there's a lot of talent that comes from the IE. But at the end of the day, like you said, it is cool because we get to talk about the same things, joke around about like some people that we know with each other. So.
Well, Lorenzo, listen, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what's next for you? Because with COVID, I know everyone's got like an extra year of eligibility. You could go back. Are you going to enter the NFL draft? Like, what's next for you now?
Right, I'm preparing for the next step as far as trying to get myself ready to go to the league. It's been a long 4 years there, 5 years there. I think it's time to take the next step, and God willing, get paid for playing the sport I love.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear, Lorenzo. And what has your dad said in terms of maybe advice going from the college level to the professional level, where it's certainly a business? I mean, because he obviously is well connected. He knows a lot of people. He's been there. What's some of the advice he gives you as you make this transition?
He gives me a lot of advice, and I know you guys talk a lot. It's like he has a lot of things to say, but I think one of the things that stood out to me the most is that I just have to handle it like a business and be very professional. I think that was the most important thing, just because it is a business. So me being able to maybe get signed to an organization and conducting myself like a pro will get me a long way, because therefore I will make connections, and then I will get certain opinions from certain people that will help me pass my name well throughout the couple years that I will play in the NFL.
And finally, Lorenzo, what do you think the next couple of months might look like for you? I mean, maybe, I don't know if it's like a East-West game, like some sort of like college football all-star game, maybe an invite to the combine, a pro day, working out on your own, maybe with your dad. Like, what do you think the next couple of months might look like during this off season?
Well, I know as far as the all-star games go, a lot of people are getting invited to a lot of them, and they're being canceled left and right. So as far as that, I have no idea. But I know that the only thing that I can control is just get myself ready for the pro day that may or may not happen. So just training every day, working with my dad here and there, going to certain facilities and training with certain people that I know. So just keeping my body in shape is one of the main things I'll be doing for these next couple of months.
Well, Lorenzo, I always appreciate catching up with you. Please tell your entire family I said Merry Christmas, God bless you, and best of luck these next couple of months, and let's stay in touch, man.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you, too.
Yes, sir. That's Lorenzo Burns, formerly of Linfield Christian, now at the University of Arizona. Thanks, Lorenzo. We appreciate that. Quick break. When we come back, yes, it's time. 'Twas the night before Christmas, but high school sports in the Inland Empire style. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show. Hey,
calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team? Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
Hey, Billy here from Spoiled in Riverside. Just opened up our new location off the 91 in Arlington and Riverside. Come check us out and get spoiled for a change.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
What is up, everybody? I am live and amplified just outside of Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco off of Hamner. Listen, if you are still looking for that Christmas gift, there is still time. That is the good news. If you get down here by Christmas Eve, 2 p.m., you can get anything in the store 20% off. Of course, they are #1 in team sporting sales if you need those uniforms, but also just sporting gear. I saw all kinds of cleats and baseball mitts and bats and football equipment. You can get it done here at Ken's Sporting Goods. You can visit them online. That's kensportinggoods.com. But again, still time. Down here by Christmas Eve, 2 p.m., get your great sporting gear. These guys have been doing it since 1976, so they're going to do it, and they're going to do it right. Merry Christmas from everyone at Ken's Sporting Goods. Stay safe out there, everybody. And again, 20% off everything in the store. Check it out. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody, live and amplified from Teen Vision TV 16. Now, we've had some great interviews, but we want to do something a little bit different and mix it up. As you'll notice, we're here in the Inland Sports, I don't know, it's like a log cabin, the Christmas home here inside the studio. You know, we love Christmas carols. We love the poem, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And we thought because 2020 has been so rough already, maybe we could do something fun here on Christmas Eve to do something creative, something different, and have a little fun because, man, it has been a hard year. And as you're about to hear in this rendition of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," it's all about local sports. It's about high school sports. It's about what we are all going through right now as we wait for high school sports. You know, shout out to CBU and UCR for playing basketball right now to give us something here in the IE to cover and talk about. But for all our high school sports fans and coaches and athletes out there, it has been tough. We are all patiently waiting, and we're hoping to be back in competition very, very soon. We're trying to stay positive. So this is the Inland Empire Sports edition of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Hopefully, this will be a timeless classic passed down through generations, and we'll remember, man, that wacky, crazy year of 2020. So I'm going to grab this old weathered book, and let's see. Ah, yes, I'm turning right to the exact page. Isn't that convenient? All right, so here we go. The Inland Sports edition of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. 'Twas 2 nights before Christmas, and all through the IE, not a creature was stirring, not even a North Husky. All the sporting goods from Kins were hung in the closets with care, in hopes we'll have sports, the equipment they'll wear. The athletes were stuck at home in their beds, while visions of games danced around in their heads. And with high school football postponed, nobody knows what's on tap. Our stadiums are empty. Oh no, it's a trap! When out of the blue, I said, "What's the matter?" Coaches said, "Colored tears." That was the chatter. 4 different colors. The game changed in a flash. Would our seasons be over? Just gone in a dash? Purple, red, orange, and yellow. You need to know. Each sport has a tier. Follow the colors to go. When what to my wondering eyes did appear? 5 sports in purple. We can play in that tier. Cross country is first, but slow down, not so quick. January 25th is the date that they pick. Hopeful I am to see a real game of all the great sports, and I say them by name. Now football, now track, now soccer and softball, on wrestling, on golf, on water polo and baseball. To the studio I rushed, no time to stall. Let's find a way, find a way, find a way all. We do it for the Riv and the Dino as well. We love local sports, the great stories we tell. Every 3 months, go to Spoiled for Oil, and maybe next month, we'll have cleats in the soil. Now is the time to practice, get ahead. Head over to Boost Training and get out of bed. For the season is coming, so let's get to work. Encourage one another, and don't be a jerk. Winter begins, and with sports, who knows? But better to stay ready on a high, not a low. Time to stay positive as we wait for the whistle. Go ahead, shoot your shot, and fire off like a missile. The IE is resilient. We never give up. We hope that our teams can compete. That's what's up. While things remain uncertain, we will continue to fight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Wow, wasn't that just wonderful, kids? That was the Inland Sports 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, obviously 2020 edition. When we come back, we're going to wrap up this episode of the Inland Sports Show, and we'll get you set for 2021 and what's coming up ahead. We'll see you in a second.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Need an oil change? Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. Family owned and operated, they're committed to our community. There's 2 locations, so there's one close to you, off the 91 freeway at Arlington and off the 215 freeway at Alessandro. Oil changes are very important, so make sure you swing by. It only takes 10 minutes, and you can do a lot more than just have your oil changed. How about new wiper blades? How about an air filter? Plus many more services such as radiator and transmission. Find out more information at 2getspoiled.com. Don't wait. Get spoiled today.
You know, I mean, I always tell, my student athletes that, hey, gains are gains. It's everyone's where they're at, and all you have to worry about is making those small improvements. I see, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I see kids who start off, slow and end up being really good, and talented student athletes, and I see others who start off really fast and they end up, petering out. And a lot of that has to do with, the hype of being a young student athlete and having all this shine, all this glory, and then you stop working. So, and I hate that. I feel like that's one of the things as a coach you have to, really hammer into your athletes that, it's a journey, and starting in high school or even making it to college, it's just all part of the journey, but not the destination. The destination is growth. Destination is the key moving forward. So what I do want to see is I want to see them grow. I want to see them grow academically. I want to see them to grow physically. And as long as we get that growth, they're gonna, they're gonna see some change. They're gonna be better off than where they were, and that's gonna set them on a good path, athletically and academically throughout life. So if you think you're ready to grow, if you think you're ready to move out of your comfort zone, then come train here at Boost. Because I tell you right now, it's not a place to be comfortable. We're gonna push you. We're gonna help you grow. But if you think you're ready for it, come check us out.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taken care of, whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time. And then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
Alma here on the near wing, dumps it over the top to Caitlin Harper, keeps it in play out to Avila Ambrosi. Up top, Palma. Plenty of time still. 13 on the shot clock. Far wing, Wu. Down low. Harper, the basket and the foul as she spins up and muscles her way to get the shot off, and it's good 11-6.
Courtesy of CBU Athletics, big win for the California Baptist women's basketball team as they defeated Cal Poly. So CBU, the women's basketball team, a perfect 8-0 on the season, an 11-game winning streak dating back to last season. They are red hot. It looks like their schedule will be wrapped up in non-conference play. They will open up Western Athletic Conference play in the new year, that first weekend in January. But like all teams, all sports, those schedules are very, very fluid and things change. Things are subtracted and then added. So, but as of right now, the CBU women, yes, they are done for this calendar year for non-conference play. Next up is the Western Athletic Conference, which they'll open up with Utah Valley, and that could be the biggest the biggest series, two-game series against Utah Valley of the season. The two of the top contenders for that conference championship, and that will be at the CBU Event Center. So, and the CBU men, they will have some time off as well before they get ready for conference play. Again, the conference or the schedule for basketball is a living, breathing everything thing, which is always ever changing and evolving. So the men's basketball team might pick up a game or two here and there before they start conference play as well. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Big thanks to Lorenzo Burns, former Linfield Christian star, now at the University of Arizona, as he prepares for a life in the NFL. And then also Vinny Fazio breaking down all things football. A huge shout out to the team behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. They twisted my arm. We were back in studio tonight, and it sounds like we'll probably be back in studio again next week for one more final show in this crazy, crazy year of 2020. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Stay safe, and we will see you next week on the Inland Sports Show.